So let me give just a couple of insights to kind of feed into the panel today. There's two of us that are going to talk first, and then we've got three other people, or two other people, I think that'll join, and I think we'll have, with Charles facilitating, some robust discussion. The perspectives I want to share really come from having spent the last almost 10 years outside of the US and outside of the commercial sector, focused on developing markets, as Charles pointed out. And I think that there are some tremendous opportunities, but as Charles said, in some cases, I don't know why we're getting feedback. In some cases, technology is not our friend. And as Charles said, sometimes you pull out a map book when you need a map. And I would just say that when I left Microsoft, I was given advice by the then chairman of Microsoft, and now the co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He said, leave your rich world thinking behind and get out of the US and come back in 3 years before you start to think you can have insights on what would be useful for the poor. So being a pretty good employee, I did that. And I just want to caution us that velocity of technology is exciting. It is cool. It is powerful. It is changing many things. But let's not confuse velocity with progress. And let me just ground us. So would we say that the US has high penetration of smartphones? Generally? Yeah? So is poverty in the United States going up or down? Are education rates at high school going up or down? So with all the exciting things that we could talk about, let us just ground ourselves in understanding what the social human impact is. And this is kind of the perspective I want to share with you. That when we look at the $2.5 billion, as Charles points out, we definitely, at the foundation, are interested in what you're talking about. We are desperately interested in the economics of payment systems. We're interested in the plethora of devices, particularly mobile phones. And not that it's a big topic for today, but we're most excited about feature phones. Why? How many of you could go a week without charging your smartphone? Raise your hand. You could go a week without charging. That's because you don't use it? No. Smartphones are awesome. And we've got smartphones at the foundation that we're testing, $20 smartphones, the Mozilla OS. Has anybody seen the Mozilla OS smartphone? It's awesome. $20, getting cheaper, to the point where they're going to be negligible. These are good things. Charles talked about GPS not being available where we live and work. Electricity is hard to come by where we live and work. So when we think about the velocity of technology, if the future of payments is smartphone, then we have to leave behind a lot of the 2.5 billion people that we're here to serve. So we can't leave them behind. So we have to put this into context. That doesn't mean that we're not interested in it and actually quite enthused by it. But I just want to provide a context, because what we have to solve for is the bottom quintile, or the quintile up. So take the two bottom quintiles, 40%. And in a lot of cases, what we're talking about today, which is cool, which is good actually, is what happens when you start at the top and work down. How much market is there for people that are in the businesses that you're in? And the answer is, there's a huge market, huge market. We're coming at it from the bottom up. In some cases, the strategies can be really powerful and synergistic. In some cases, they might not be. So from the foundation's perspective, we look at the technology that's possible as a huge opportunity. A couple things that I would point out. First, the economics of digital are by far the transformative agent here. Digital payments allow the compression of cost in a huge way. and it shall be so also for the bottom of the pyramid.